Welcome to Leaders Lead Podcast. Are you ready to conquer your challenges and achieve greatness? Join us as we dive into inspirational stories of industry leaders who have overcome adversity and reached new heights. Get ready for electrifying insights and captivating conversations that will ignite your passions for success. This is your go-to show for empowerment, growth, and leadership. Buckle up. Leaders Lead Podcast is here to take you on a transformational ride.
We'll jump back into your episode in a minute, but first let me ask you something. Are you great at what you do, but it still feels like no one really sees you as the go-to expert in your space? You're showing up, maybe putting out content, speaking on a few podcasts, but the visibility, the growth, the income, it still feels out of reach. That's exactly why I created the Experts Blueprint. It's a step-by-step system that I use to help coaches, consultants, and purpose-driven experts finally get visible, grow your loyal audience, and turn their message into income. Inside, I'll show you how to craft your story so people actually remember it, build a platform that works for you 24/7, and create content that builds trust and moves people into action. If you're ready to stop being overlooked and start getting the recognition, the results that you deserve, join the waitlist by emailing me at info@TonyTaylorInspires.com. Let's build something real. Let's get you seen. Welcome back to your episode. Have you ever felt like your body betrays you when it's time to speak? Like your heart racing, your hands shaking, and your brain just goes blank? If that's you, you are in the right place, my friend. I mean, that used to be me every single time I can remember way back when I was a kid, I would get called to the front of the room, and my mind would go blank. My body would get really limp. I would start sweating. I would think about all the what is or what could be instead of what should be. Like I should be giving my message, just like you should be given your message. So I want to ask you a question. Do you have a fear of being judged? Do you have a fear of forgetting words, or just maybe just not good enough? Just not good enough. And I want to tell you, this episode, I don't want you to think that I'm above you. I'm right beside you. This is something that I've been working through my whole life. It's something that I still work through. I'll never forget when this motivational speaker, one of the world's best motivational speakers of all times, I was on the phone with him. I was really excited, and I was telling him, about this fear of public speaking and how I had been mastering this fear and how cool it was. I thought that it was the best thing ever, that I was just working through it. And he said, listen to me. Don't you ever tell anybody else that you have a fear of public speaking. And I'll tell you, that made me feel horrible. It made me feel horrible because it wasn't me. It was almost like hide your story, hide who you are so that you can get to where you're trying to go. That did not sit right with me. So I did the complete opposite. I doubled down. I started telling everybody that I had a fear of public speaking. And what happened was multiple people were reaching out to me, sometimes like days, like, how do you do it? How do you master this fear? Like, what are you doing? Because like, I just can't believe that you, out of all people, have a fear of public speaking, because I was doing it all the time. They can see me every day. But what they did not know was that I was putting in the reps. The times that they saw me, I was standing up and I was raising my hand when everything inside of me, especially my brain, was telling me not to raise my hand, not to step up, not to use my voice to tell my message, right? I'll never forget the very first time that I was on a podcast. I was so nervous. Like, just talking about it right now kind of makes my hands shake a little bit. But I knew that I had to do it. I knew that I had a message. I knew that this was a part of my journey because it had been chasing me my whole life. But I go in the closet, I started recording this podcast, and I knew I can hear myself. I can hear all the ahs and ums. And then when I go back and I listen to the podcast, you definitely could hear the ahs and the ums. It was all throughout it. You definitely can tell I was nervous, but I was just happy at the end because I had completed it. Just happy because I completed it. I got beyond my heartbeat, beating fast, beyond the sweat, beyond, my thoughts racing, beyond that silence, right? But once I was done, I was just like, oh my God, that was so incredible. I almost got a rush from seeing that light blink, and I didn't care about the mistakes that I made because I did it. I did it brick by brick, brick by brick. And let me tell you, speaking in the mic, it taught me a bunch of different things about speaking. I started to go on all of these different podcasts. This was before I had my own podcast, but I went on the circuit like many people do now. Many speakers, authors, coaches, they go on podcasts just so that they can get themselves out there, just so that they can be known. But, I'm working with a few people that have organizations, and they're trying to get their self out there. They're trying to get known. But something that they don't realize is during their process, whatever their message was, it's enhanced because they're speaking a whole lot much better, right? They're speaking much better than they were on, maybe episode 3, episode 4. They look up and they've been on 30 episodes of other people's podcasts, and they're like, damn, man, I sound so good and I feel so comfortable. It's like old hat, almost just like me right now. I was just like, hey, you know what? I want to talk about public speaking today. And so I sat down and I just hit record, right? That could be you. If you're listening to this and you feel like that, you have a voice, you feel like that you have a message, and you want to take your story and you want to help other people with it, or you already have a business and you want to build on to that business, you want some sales, you want some custom, whatever it is that you want. I think that your voice is the thing that's stopping you, because if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have listened to this episode. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it's going to have something to do with public speaking. And my hope is that people that have a fear of public speaking would check out the episode. So it's taught me how to do a couple things. And some of the biggest things is it's taught me how to slow down and breathe, right? If I'm talking to the mic, into the mic right now, and you hear me, and then because I'm hyperventilating, I had to teach myself, okay, slow down, breathe, enunciate your words so that the people on the other side, so that they can really hear you. Because if you're going to be doing this, make sure that they can really hear you, right? And then something I talked about before, the repetition, it built my rhythm, it built my confidence, because I go on so-and-so's podcast. It's the same as the other so-and-so's podcast. I'm telling my story. I'm telling the same story over and over and over and over again. And that is quite fine. That's quite fine. A lot of people think, when you think of Martin Luther King and you think of that speech that he gave, I have a dream, and you could see the visuals of where he was at. It was like this very iconic place in this iconic moment and period in time. But the truth is, he had gave that speech over and over again in many churches, many churches and many gathering places down south. He had given that speech plenty of times before, but he had perfected it. And Martin Luther King, he wasn't very confident when it came to speaking when he first started speaking. I read that he had a fear. It was the people that pushed him out there to speak because they knew what was on his heart. They knew that he was a good man, but it was the rhythm and the confidence that he had because he had done it over and over and over again. The repetition just built it and baked it into his brain. And then boom, next thing you know, he's getting invited all over the country and even outside of the country to speak about what it was that he cared about, and that was the oppression and suffering of human lives in the United States of America. That was what he cared about. And I think of speakers, I think of leaders, I think of founders, and it's just like, we all break through fears. It's not just public speaking, but you have some sort of fear that you break through. And 9 times out of 10, the reason or way you break through that fear is because you have something that you really care about, something that's worth speaking about, something that's worth you taking action. Right? And so think about it as I'm talking right now, think about what's worth you really taking action. And then go ahead and start doing it, right? If it's you getting on podcasts, start reaching out to people to get on a podcast. If you having your own podcast or you going to speak or you going to network and things, go ahead and set yourself up for those. Go ahead and raise your hand, right? If you're listening to this and you're in school with me right now, because I talk about the podcast in school quite a bit, you know that whenever there's an assignment or something that has to be done, I'm usually the first person that raises their hand. And the reason why I raise my hand and I volunteer to speak, I volunteer to show what's on my mind, because if I don't raise my hand that day, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to raise my hand tomorrow and be able to keep continuing going. So it's a repetition that I have. I don't even think about it. Some people tell you to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do it. I just do it. I just do it less than a second. Oh, I'll go. A lot of people think it's just this amazing confidence that I have, but no, it's a fear because I don't want to regress. I don't want to lose the strides that I've been able to make because of the repetition. Okay. So far we talked about the I got some notes here. So far we talked about the speaking into the mic help, repetition. Another thing was hearing my own voice back. It really changed how it was that I saw myself. When there was a time in the beginning where I thought that I sounded like a plumb idiot every time I opened my mouth to speak. But then when I heard it back, I was just like, there's some stuff. Yeah, of course. That is so freaking cringy. Or why did I say it like that? And I can even listen to this one and still say that. Why would I say it like that? Why did I say it like that? But hearing my own voice, it really changed how I saw myself. And the way that I wish I would have seen myself before was that you're an intelligent man that has something to say. And there are people out there that are willing to listen. And not only are they willing to listen, they need to listen to what it is that you have to say. Right? So I'd encourage you, whatever it is that you're doing, don't just record it or do the thing, go back and review it. And, chances are you're going to have some things that you don't like, but, I'm definitely optimistic that you're going to have more things that you like than that you don't. And if you don't, then the ultimate thing is that you decided to do the thing. That's the ultimate one, is that you raised your hand and you did it. But I'll tell you, podcasting became my therapy. I could be nervous. I could mess up. I could start over. But every time I hit record, I was training my mind to stay calm under pressure. It wasn't about an audience anymore. It was about the courage in real time. I'll tell you, stage fright is not about the stage. It's about your relationship with your voice, right? So many times people say, I'm just afraid of getting up there on the stage. And it could be any stage. It could be, maybe you have a promotion board. It could be, you want to start making videos on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. You want to go to town hall meetings, whatever it is, right? Your stage. What happens is you get up there and your body goes into, the flight or the fight. Earlier when I first started doing it, back when I was in the Marines, it was fight. I would get out there and I would just be freaking aggressive. And even some of the old videos that I think I took them down since then, but on YouTube, it was just like this aggressiveness. It just wasn't me, right? Or you go into flight where you start, really getting all mousy and you can't really hear what you're saying. And your voice is cracking, right? It's all a part of the speaking process, right? It's all a part of it. And I tell you, the more and more you get up there and you do it, the better you're going to feel. You just got to reframe it. Your body isn't breaking down. Your body isn't broke. It's really trying to protect you. But what can you do with that fear that you have? It's energy. You just got to redirect it. If you're getting on a stage, you're getting ready to speak, you're getting ready to go into a board meeting, chances are you know what you're going to say and you practice. If you're doing yourself any justice, you practice it. So there's no way that you're going to mess up so bad that you're going to look unprepared, or you're going to, the worst of the worst, you're going to feel dumb. There's no way. You just got to take a couple deep breaths and breathe your way through it. So if you're listening to this right now, write down, pause it if you need to. Don't like keep going and just like blow this off. Like, I really want you to do this exercise. I want you to write down the last time that you were afraid to speak. And then what was really going on underneath it. So why were you afraid to speak? What did your body do? How did you get through it? What could you have did better? Right? That's awareness is one of the biggest things that I can give you right now, is just you being aware of it. Why, what, who, where, right? So write that down. So some practical tools when this starts happening, some stuff that you can do some box breathing, right? That's you breathing in, breathing out, you counting. There'll be a link where I actually guide you through box breathing. I'll make sure that I put this in the episode description. And for some reason I don't, just reach out to me and say, hey, Tony, send me the box breathing exercise that you did. Something else that you can do is you can do some grounding with your feet before you speak. I know this sounds crazy, but I've actually done this where I go outside, I take my socks and my shoes off. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not just like some weirdo that's just doing it in front of people. I go and I'll take my socks and my shoes off, and I'll just stand there on the ground with my feet in the ground, no matter if it's cold or whatever the temperature is. I'm standing there in somebody's grass right before speaking. It sounds and feels so good to do that. Practicing, that's another helpful tool. One thing that I want to highlight for you is service over self. Think about the people that you're going to help, and you're practicing not so that you can not be afraid. That's going to help you, but you're practicing because you want the people that you're speaking to actually get something out of it. You're not just speaking just to speak and just to get over this fear that you have, but you actually have a message. And that's almost like shoot, I can't think, the class that you have to take before you take the next one. It's like the oh my God, I can't, what is it? The prerequisite, right? The prerequisite is that you're serving, right? And it's not just for you. Something else that I did, another tip and trick that you could use, is to record short audio notes, right? Those can be your daily reps, right? Courage is built in reps. Every time you face the mic, you shrink the fear. A lot of the podcast episodes that I've done, that I just was just like, oh, okay, screw it, I'll just upload it. That was just me speaking into my phone about a subject. Maybe it's somebody that lived my life that I wish I could just say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling right now, but I can't. Lessons learned type stuff. I would just speak into that thing over and over and over. And this was happening during an illness where I was having brain fog. I was forgetting a lot of the things that I was saying. I just didn't have no control over it. It's my brain. It wasn't necessarily me, but I was practicing. I was still building up that repetition so that it did not leave. Maybe it was faded, but it did not leave. So those tips, box breathing, grounding, practicing, right? And recording short audio notes as daily reps. And I'll be real with you. One of the things that I'm thinking about right now for myself, and send me a message, encourage me to do this if you would like to hear what I have to say daily. But I'm thinking about doing my podcast to where it is every single day. Every single day. Can you imagine how powerful my speaking would be if I was talking on this thing every day? Of course, we talk every day, but to your loved ones, it's so much easier talking to your family and friends than it is talking to people, talking in a medium that has the potential to go all over the world. I would be an idiot and a liar if I told you all that. I still don't get anxious. I'm anxious right now doing this, but I'm still doing it, right? So the quote that I want you to remember, courage is built in reps. Every time you face the mic, you shrink the fear, okay? So another thing I want you to take away is you don't have to be fearless to be heard. Whatever fear that you have about doing the thing that you want to do, just do it. Just do it. And know that sounds easier than done, but just do it. Raise your hand. If you're a student and you actually have something to say, raise your hand and just say it. If you've been waiting to share your message, to record something this week, don't publish it yet. Just record it. And that'll be your first win. That's the challenge that I have for you. Just record it. Just do it. Whatever it is, just take that. What's one step that you can take from where you're at right now? Even if it's just you visualizing you doing the thing, just take the one step. And if you're a podcaster, that's what I want you to do. I want you to record an aspiring podcaster or an aspiring speaker. Just record something in your phone. You don't even have to post it. Record it and send it to me, and I'll tell you exactly what I think about it. And that will be your first win. So what I want you to do from this point is I want you to keep leading even when it hurts. In my opinion, that is the true definition of a leader. A leader does not come scathed from the war. The leader takes the licks. The leader heals themselves. The leader helps other people get healed, and the leader keeps going. So I want you to keep leading even when it hurts. If you need somebody that can help you, keep you accountable, join our free community. You can go to Leaders Lead the Podcast, and you will definitely, there should be a button as soon as you go to that first page, join our free community. And let me know how it is that I can support you. If you did that homework that I just gave you, the challenge as far as you just recording a message and just saying something, send it to me. Join that. It's a community. It's an app where you're joined. It's a little bit, it's under construction right now, but I'm there. I'm building. I'll see everything that you post in there, and you and I, we can communicate. And just send me that message, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. And keep leading. I'll see y'all next week. That was great. If you enjoyed this podcast, well, I'm sure you enjoyed it. If you're still here with us, what I want you to do is head over to your favorite podcast and streaming network and give us a download. Subscribe to the channel, and also let us know what you think about the show. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for the things that you've done. Thank you for the things that you're doing. And especially thank you for the things that you're going to do, because I know that you're going to do something amazing.